yeah, first of all, just a brief introduction of my dissertation. It is about the VUCA world. VUCA is an acronym of vitality, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And yeah, it is a term that created by the U.S. Army College, which they try to remind the Army that after the Cold War,
Which Army College?
U.S.
Oh, US.
Yeah,
Yeah.
U.S. Army College. They try to remind the Army that after the Cold War, there might be quite a lot of uncertainty and unpredictable stuff that will happen in the world because due to the globalization, due to the advanced technology, something like that. And yeah, and these terms nowadays is now being adopted in the business world to describe the business environment because the business environment is quite similar to the general environment. I mean, things are getting very complicated, and you have very limited time to finish your project, and maybe due to different stakeholders, things are getting more complicated. They request more, they demand more, right? So I try to study if this environment affect or influence people in risk management or the decision making.
Okay.
And yeah, may I know how long have you been working in this industry or this organization?
Which one? At this university?
Yeah, at this university.
3 months.
3 months. And how about this industry?
The industry, about 15 years.
15 years. You look young.
In construction, different areas, but in property.
Okay.
I would say I've been delivering projects for since 2005. So what we're on 12 years for projects. Yeah.
Oh. It's a very long year. Okay. First of all, may I know how do you perceive risk and how do you deal with it?
How do I perceive risk?
Yeah. Do you perceive it as a neutral or negative or positive, or do you see it as an opportunity or anything?
Oh, I see where you're coming from. Yeah. I think I don't see it as completely as a negative. It can be an opportunity. I would say opportunity.
Okay. Then how do you deal with it?
With a backup plan.
Sorry?
Backup plan.
Okay.
And then there's backup plan. Followed by a backup plan.
Okay. So which means you will be well prepared for that.
If it's foreseeable, some things aren't.
Can you describe a project that you failed or maybe the project was delayed or cancelled due to opportunity or risk was not managed very well, or maybe some.
I've got a project at the moment, and the risk was seen as small. So it was a project about we're just putting some carpets in, right? Mainly carpets and painting. So the painting's fine. On the carpets, we checked the delivery time that it had to come on site for, and we were told by the manufacturer what the delivery time was. And when we came to put the order in for delivery, the manufacturer changed the delivery time to outside of the project.
Okay.
And now, right now, we're looking at alternatives to be on site for next week. So how could we have done that differently? Put the order in earlier, much earlier. My risk management on that project was to check the manufacturer's delivery time, even after the order was placed. So they've got the order and we're given a date, they still changed it.
But is there any reason that they changed it?
They're just busy. They're just busy. They've got no. It's basically it is unacceptable behaviour, but that's it. So tried to manage that risk by checking the date beforehand. Got the order in on time. It still wasn't enough. That order should have been in at least a month before, so the date was full back. Give that. But carpet, you wouldn't think that was going to happen when you check the date.
Yeah.
So that's a fail. We can't get the carpet we want now. That's failed. We're having to go for an alternative.
So you look for alternatives at this moment.
Yeah.
And is there any? I mean, is there any choices for you? No. How should I ask it? I mean, choices for you to choose. Is there still a lot, or is there only very limited choice that you can make your alternative? Like there are only 2 manufacturers that can provide the.
Yeah, there's more limited choice now. There's still enough choice to get.
Okay.
To get. Otherwise, we'd have to abandon the project altogether and deliver it after September. We'll delay the project, not abandon it. We'd have to delay it. So that's the options that the client's faced with. Do you want to delay the project, or do you want us to find an alternative, going down the alternative route? If not, it'll be delayed. Or because of a manufacturer's time that we relied on. So in future now you can't.
Yeah.
But there's only so much that you can do.
Okay. So at this moment, it will be delayed, or.
At this moment, we're going to find an alternative.
Okay. Does it affect the cost? Or?
No, we're only looking at similar costs.
Okay.
If anything, one that we've been quoted is a tiny bit cheaper.
And other than this one, is there any other projects that is cancelled or delayed, or I don't know?
No, I usually deliver my projects.
That's great. That's great. Oh, maybe I should ask it in another way. Or maybe if there is any project that some uncertainties come up.
Oh, then, uncertainties.
Yeah, and then you have to cope with it.
Yes, I've just coped with another every day on this one. We take up the floor. I've got a really tight program that I'm delivering on the project, and everything has to stay on my program. So the floor was going to come up over one weekend. They take up the floor, and then they find damp under the floor. The floor's damp. The kind of flooring that we're going to lay is it has a completely dry floor. If we're putting tiles back down, the level of damp was acceptable, but not for the type of flooring we're going to put down. We've had to take up the whole floor substrate. It's like this latex, so we've had to mechanically remove all of that, apply a liquid damp-proof membrane over the floor, and then lay a new latex floor on the top. Extra cost, extra time in my project. It was unforeseen. That wasn't unforeseen. And you do get that when you start taking up floors. We couldn't have known that was going to be the case. But yeah, the contractors worked all weekend, an extra weekend, and we took something out of the project we were going to do to save time. We were going to put some floor boxes in for electrics and data, so they had to dig down in the floor. We took that out and we put those datas and electric points on the wall now. That was agreed and that was accepted as to give us a bit of time back in our programme.
Okay, like the carpet project. is there anything that the concerto alert you to check, like the delivery time or?
With Concerto, because I'm new, I haven't used it very much. I've just been shown basically how to use it. So I'm just learning Concerto at the moment. So I don't think I'm really in a position to comment too much on Concerto.
Okay, I see.
There are lots of checklists on there that I've gone through and looked at, but I don't know enough about it yet to give a good response.
Okay, got it. Good. For a new user, do you think it is user-friendly, or does it take you a lot of time to learn how to use it?
Well, I suppose it depends on the user. I find it a little bit. I can't remember what I've clicked on, and until I use it more. Because I've landed with live projects, and I'm out on site on a few of them. I'm out on site. I haven't got time really to sit down. Like yesterday, I took a day to do my admin day with Concerto, and I had about at least 50 phone calls on site about a problem that we've got. So I had to just manage that all day.
Yeah, I understand.
As well as with other projects. So it's just the summer is our busiest time. After September, October, when we've delivered our summer projects, that's when we should be able to think. So yeah, I think there's a lot on there to look at, but I think it's like anything. I don't think it's going to be that difficult once you start using it.
Okay. Then, may I know how did you manage like your project or program in the past experience, in the previous jobs?
Right, okay.
Do you have similar software to do that?
No, I haven't had software because I've only worked in the private sector. So it's completely different here, where we have and you have so many different departments and everything. So I've just worked private side for a property developer, and I've worked doing hotel projects. So it's one project with different things on one project. So no, I wouldn't have used any system like that. That would just be my own system. An Excel spreadsheet. I have used the property map because I had my own property company. So I would have to manage maintenance and contractors and things. And I've used the property management system for that in the past, called Property Intellect. That was useful. Although I've got so many properties, I needed a system to manage all of that.
Okay.
But that would do another side as well, which was like rental income and things. So you've got that side, which obviously isn't relevant to yours, but the property maintenance side is basically just like project management. You're having to manage. If you think of everyone as a different little individual project, so you've got to get, I don't know, I've got a property what needs some new carpet putting in. That's the project. Even though you wouldn't perhaps think of it, just thinking about looking at as project management, that is a project. I've got to get a boiler repaired on this property, that's a project. You see? Everything was just
How do you define project, program, or maybe task?
That is the ultimate question, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is the ultimate question. I think that I see program here at the top.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then down we've got our projects.
Yeah.
And I see each
Project
area.
has different tasks.
Yeah. I see like if we think of it as a tier at the top, we've got a program, and in that program we've got different projects. So I've got this property, and I've got something to do on each property. To me, that's a project. I've got to get in. I've got to deal with the tenant, the landlord. I've got to deal with the contractor that's coming in to do it, and I've got something to deliver on that. It might be changing carpets, curtains, getting the boiler fixed. and then each thing on that then in that project, I will have a task to do.
Okay. Okay.
So that's how I see a project and a task, and then they will all run on my program of how let's do that.
So I say changing project is like a task, and sorry, it's like a project. Changing cupboard is a project. Then like removing the old cupboard is a task.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. Because here at the university we have some really small projects.
Yeah.
It's still going to be a project.
Yeah.
We have things that are maintenance that go to the maintenance department where, oh, so there's a mark on that wall, that's not going to be a project. Someone has to come in and paint the wall, that's maintenance. But anything it's really difficult actually to explain it. But I've got a project now. The cost of the project is £1,800. You wouldn't think that would be a project. It's very minor, but it involves an electrician. It involves some building work, some more minor building work. It's not something that maintenance will deal, so it has to be managed and it has to be coordinated.
So
And we have to go out to get the best price on it
okay.
and stuff. So there is a grey area. Some things are, is
Maybe
it a
this-
project or is it a maintenance task?
Maybe it's based on the complexity of that
Complexity,
work.
yeah.
If it's getting more complexity,
That's
then
it.
it will be a project. If
Yeah.
it's easier, then it is a task.
I think so. Even here in our department, there is always, is this really a project? Should maintenance deal with it? There is always that. So there's always, obviously something is absolutely, definitely a project, you know, without a doubt, and some things are definitely just a
Yeah,
maintenance.
there's nothing definitely nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I asked you before, like, so usually how do you prevent the failure that you foresee, or maybe the uncertainty that you foresee? Just backup plans, right?
Well, I think not just backup plan, you've got to follow your checklist. So yeah, it's on Concerta, but we all know what checks we have to do our safety checklist, and we have to do our get our budget right. Communication is the biggest friend to a project manager. Absolutely.
So you will maybe notify the related party or the stakeholders that you foresee
Stakeholder.
something in the
Yes.
future, so please pay attention.
Early communication is absolutely key. So you've got to get your brief right in the first place, know exactly, if you don't start the project up right and get that brief, and the brief can change, and it does change, and it's just communicating that back so that the customer knows exactly what is expected from you, and you know what they want. If that's not right from the start, it's all just going to go wrong after that. And then talking to other stakeholders, we have to consult with our mechanical electrical team early on, data, fire officer, health and safety. Manage expectations. Does the customer think we can deliver this project next week? No. It is going to be 3 months.
Yeah.
At least. And I think it's just managing expectations from the start. And then when something changes, to keep that communication going. I think it's important to have face-to-face meetings. I have as much face-to-face meetings as I can. Things can get everything has to be followed up in writing. But I think it's important to have face-to-face meetings because things can get lost in communication on an email.
Yep.
So I would recommend that.
And sometimes it may be due to the tone and attitude.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think especially if you're going to have a difficult conversation with your customer, face-to-face is...
Yeah, definitely.
You might think it's the hard thing to do. It actually ends up being the easier option. Mm-hmm. You have a difficult conversation, but I think, oh, I'll just send an email. It's not going to go away.
Yeah.
It's much better to go and have it face-to-face, explain it, and that will make it go away a lot, calm it down a lot easier, yeah, a lot smoother.
So when you are dealing with them or communicate with them, do you find any difficulties in language? I mean, languages in terms of some professionals or maybe specific knowledge, like technical or engineering, maybe different speaking language, like...
Yeah. Do I personally?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I personally don't. That's probably because I've got quite a bit of experience with different things. But I don't know about electrics or mechanics. So when I'm speaking to someone I don't understand, then I will say, what does that mean?
Okay.
What does that mean? And I need you to explain it to me. And I think if you ask that question, then they will. Mm-hmm. And it's about being assertive enough to do that. Because you can be in a meeting, it can be intimidating if you don't know, but you have to, as a project manager, you have to take control of that and just say, okay, I need to know what this is, I need to understand. Mm-hmm. It's no good going away from there if you haven't understood.
Okay. So ask is very important in your position to identify all the uncertainties, all the misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I've got enough at this moment. Oh yeah, can I ask a question? Because last week, the others told me that the team is now very close to the financial years. Is it the financial? How to say? It is
the end of a financial year, 31st of July.
Yeah. So everything is under rush, is it? So, I mean, is there anything that make your project become very pressed in terms of time or maybe in terms of budget?
Yeah, everyone at the university wants everything done in the summer. That's from budget, and it's also for the fact that that's the shutdown time where students aren't around, so it's the perfect opportunity. So, yeah, I think it does make it rush off. I haven't been here for a full year, so I can't have that full picture. I've just come in and I only know it from the point of view as everything's got to be done.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting in September to see how things are different. But yeah, I think that is happening, and you are being forced to deliver on things. You try, but the contractors are very busy.
Yeah,
so if you're raising a project now and you're trying to get it done, it could be yes, it could be no.
Obviously, it's impossible at this moment.
Yeah, it is. They are doing my projects that I've asked to do, but it's not an ideal situation to be asking to get projects done now in the short time. Yeah. So I've said to my customers, I want to know what projects do you want delivered next summer, and I want to know now, before then, at least by Christmas, so I can get them done and we won't have this situation. So learning from this summer to see the pressures that have come under, I'm asking.
So it is also early communication as well.
Yes, yeah. So I've asked, I've got 2 big customers that I will be looking after. I'm going to have little projects coming anyway, because that's always going to happen. But my 2 main customers, I know the projects I've got a plan of what projects do you want doing over next year or even the year after, because we have a time where we have to plan projects and there is a minimum of 3 months planning.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You have to get the design team together, you have to go out to tender. There's so much to do depending on the project.
Yeah, and you have to fulfill the CDM.
That's it.
The
So,
health
yeah.
and safety.
So being rushed into a project is not good for either party.
Yeah, I think I got enough at this moment. Maybe if there's anything I want to ask, then I will send you an email.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time.
Well, I was glad I was able to give you some. So I was thinking, oh, I've only been here for 3 minutes. We might not be able to give you information, but okay.
Yeah. But I think you got, I mean, your experience in this industry, so
Yes.
it's also good for me to know more.
So what's your future plans then, Kelland?
For sure.
You're going to into project management, are you? Or program management?
I think would be project management, and at this moment I'm looking for jobs related to property management.
Property.
Yeah. Because I worked in Hong Kong before for the government related to some mineral construction project, like building a shelter, building some bus stop, or maybe repave some footpath, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm responsible for the scheduling
Okay.
and tendering, something like that. Yeah.
And would you like to do I'm interviewing you now. Would you like to do a project to no, shall I tell you what I'm doing an MSc in building surveying. I'll have to do my dissertation next year.
Oh.
And I'm thinking just an idea. Well, I'll start it from September, getting my idea and you know what you're doing. I'm halfway through now, doing it part-time over 2 years. And I'm thinking of as my idea of women in construction, because there's a big shortage in the UK
Yeah.
of women
I
in
think so.
construction.
I think so.
I think we're going about 11%. And
Oh, that low?
yeah, about 11%. Now, and if you actually drill down on those figures, and if you look onto women that are actually physically involved in construction on site, I think we're down to about 3%, something like that.
I think so. I think so. It might be because, like in Hong Kong, we got very, even though the ratio of working women and men are quite similar, but when you go to specific industry like construction, then
Yeah.
women is
Yeah,
relatively low.
it's low.
Yeah.
So if you look at I'm interested in this. I mean, upstairs in my team, there's me. You met Jane.
Yeah.
There's me and Jane in projects construction.
Okay.
And I've just joined. There was only Jane. And then there's Annette. She's an electrical engineer. That's it. And the whole team. It's I don't know. I think it's I think that the industry needs to move on.
Yeah.
Definitely, with even being receptive to women coming in. A lot of, like, in our team, to be a project manager, you need to have had some construction experience. I don't think you need construction experience to be a project manager.
Yeah, definitely. No.
Well, that's the requirements up there. So can you see most people who are going to be project managers will have been men that have worked in construction, perhaps started off as a carpenter or a builder or something like that, and then worked their way up, or perhaps done building surveying degree. Not many girls are interested in doing a building surveying degree, so you've got to have that construction background to be a project manager in our team. I don't think that's right.
I see.
Yeah, so I've got my experience. I've got in because I've got so much experience in construction. I've done projects, I've done builds and stuff. And I'm now doing my MSc in building surveying to give me that underpinning, that technical background, so I can actually say, well, I've got a master's in building surveying. But I feel like as a woman, I have to do extra to prove that. And I wasn't never going to do my dissertation on women in construction. I was going to do something on sustainability.
Oh yeah, sustainability is very famous nowadays.
Oh, it's so famous. That's all out, you know. So I have to do modern methods of construction. It's not just, that's my module, not modern methods of construction, it's sustainability and modern methods of construction. Retrofitting of commercial buildings, no. sustainable retrofitting of commercial buildings. You see, the whole course is all just sustainable. They've just put the word sustainable in every module. So we've got this sustainability manager upstairs, and I'm going to be having a meeting with him next week because he wants to know what's going on lately on the new courses.
Okay. I think they are more focused on environmental friendly issues, right? Like,
I think just
like lower the carbon.
yes, really a lot. But I would say like in each module is 50%. Every single so the question you have for your assignment you have to do, you have to do something on sustainability in it. But obviously that's government led, isn't it, with the universities, and that's how it has to go. It's really interesting to think that that's what you have to all learn. So I thought, well, that would be an easy dissertation. There's so much on it, and it's all about sustainability. I'll do that because I just want to pass it. That's what I was thinking. Sustainability, there's loads of that. But since I've worked here, worked upstairs, I feel a calling, like I have to do something on women in construction. Do you know? I wanted that, and because I'm just amazed that I just think that this industry is really behind.
And I found it so strange that I think I interviewed like 5 of your colleagues, and none of them work here more than a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why? I mean, I expect that the university should provide a very good play role or benefits to the employees. But what is the point that the employee here stay that short? Just only 1 or 2
We're
years?
in the special projects team, so it's like smaller projects. Everyone wants to get into the senior project managers team.
Oh, so they moved to the other team, or what?
I don't think anyone gets in there. I don't think anybody's moved across to their that team. I don't think you'll be able to get to interview anyone from that team. That team, and this is just a fact because you could find this out yourself if you went upstairs and had a look. Every single person in that team is white, male, and middle-aged.
I got it.
I don't know what else to say. That's just my observation.
Okay.
That is just what I can see because they sit on the desk behind and just look at them. No. I don't know how you get into that team. But I think people come in, you're at a lower level. People you've interviewed will have been assistant project building surveying technicians. The lads.
Yeah, something like that.
So they're, we've got grades, they're grade 5. Me and Jane, we're grade 6. Have you interviewed Phil, the older guy?
Phil?
Yeah, Phil.
I've not yet.
No, he's a grade 6 as well, project manager. Their job's just building surveying technician. So it is just, it's a position what it's like a new graduate, and then you just move on afterwards. So it is a bit of a training thing. They're ambitious and they want a new job. There's no position available, so they go elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
So it is a bit more. I see why you would move on from there. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
People don't tend to move from the senior project management team. They just retire.
I see. And that might also be one of the reasons that make the projects being more complicated because they handle by different people in different stages.
Yeah. My projects have just been handed to me. I had a project that was handed to someone. I was about the 4th project manager. Customer was not more happy. Why does it keep on changing? I don't know what's going on the project. You've got to start and find out.
Yeah.
But I think that's because we're in, like I say, that we're called special projects. So you can have a really big project. I've got a project over at business school. That's my budget is about 640,000 on this one project. And then I told you I've got this little project for £1,800. Whereas in the senior project team, they will have a £10 million project.
Yeah, maybe they have to build the whole building.
That's it.
Yeah.
They are on big projects.
Yeah, really big.
So you're just on that, whereas we're just... It's a bit messy. Nobody really wants to be in special projects.
Will those senior managers assign some projects to your team? Will they do that?
Not really. We do have one person, and we've interviewed him, Yaya.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, Yaya's, he does work for that senior team. He's in our team, but he works on big projects in there, so yeah, you use them. But the others don't tend to know.
So they just assign it to the contractor.
That's it. They'll have contractors out. Yeah. And there's no one to really assign because we're so busy with all of our big projects.
True.
They'll assign it out, but they probably would have 2, maximum 3. What about 2 big projects? And that's what they do.
So for you, like you see, there is not much place for you to promote in the future. So we will stay here for like 2 years.
Yeah, I'll see if a position comes available in that team, and I want to go for it, then I will. But yeah, for now, I'll commit to stay here at least for 2 years. But I finish off my masters, and then I will have 2 years' experience of delivering that, and then I will just see how it goes after that.
Yeah. So everyone see it as a stepping stone here.
I think so. I think that's what it is in special projects. It is, and it's good though. She gets so much experience. But people aren't going to stay if they don't see any future or any promotion. I would like to try and get into that team. There's only so many positions. And people, it's a good job, like you say, it's at the university. People are going to stay till they retire. So what you do is you have to go to, say, somewhere else to get a promotion, and that's how you have to do it. You might then come back when there's another promotion or something else.
Yeah, maybe that could be happening.
I think that's what happens. It's not a big enough. We don't have a big enough team. In our whole project, there's only 40.
Yeah, especially the university is now undergoing the 10 years master plan. Yeah, so there should be much more project coming up in the future.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think that's what I think. If you work for like a company, say like Turner and Townsend, that just project manager, you've got loads of room to jobs and to that. But when you've only just got quite a small department, it's not much place to move.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you very much for your time.
Can you keep in touch with me?
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry about yesterday.
It's alright.
I just, because I'd sent the email, just assumed that you would have read it.
See you. Bye-bye.